And the reason why I actually went ahead and bought this is because of this. It's a selfie stick.
What we do here is go back.
So before we dive into the DJI OM5, I wanted to talk about today's sponsor, because I am not sponsored by DJI. I paid for this out of my own money, but I am sponsored by Mountain Bow, which is where this t-shirt is from, and it's awesome. The reason why it's awesome is because I really love black t-shirts, but mine always seem to like stretch, and they also seem to pill, and they also seem to get those little fuzzies, and they also seem to fade really badly. But these are pre-shrunken Peruvian cotton, which if you don't know about Peruvian cotton, it's really durable, but really soft and really stretchy and really breathable, and it also doesn't fade realistically. It holds up a lot better than traditional cotton, and it also doesn't pill like some of the other t-shirts. It's always going to be smooth and soft and beautiful. And if you don't notice, they did a really good job of cutting these t-shirts. This looks really good. A lot better than some of those like 5-pack t-shirts that you find at, you know, they come in a bag and there's 5 of them or 4 of them, whatever, multi-pack t-shirts that you find at the store. So there's going to be a link below. Check them out. I really like their tees. Peruvian cotton's like really fantastic. Wait till you try it. Do yourself a favor. It's worth the dollars. And honestly, it's a good bang for your buck, because you're going to get longevity out of it. You're going to get more uses out of it. You're going to get more wear, and it's going to look good for longer. So you're not going to look like you've been wearing some old t-shirt from 30, 40 years ago. Especially if you like dark colors like I do. They seem to hold up a lot better. So let's get back into the DJI Osmo 5, or not the Osmo 5, the OM5. It used to be the Osmo. I used to have an Osmo Plus. But so you might ask why I got this. Now the reality is I have a gimbal, I have a Sony, but when you're traveling, do I really want to bring my heavy duty gimbal and put it on a huge Sony, and when I just want to like pull it out real quick and get a quick shot? Probably not. And since my iPhone is, you know, we're at the point now I have a 12 Pro Max where it's pretty decent footage. It does have in-camera stabilization, but I'll show you a little bit of a side-to-side, like the difference between just like holding it and walking and holding it with this and walking. Obviously, it's like significantly better with this. I mean, you can see for yourself. But realistically, you know, it keeps that horizontal line perfectly, like on the footage. It keeps a perfect horizontal line, whereas when you're holding it with your phone, you might hold it like this, you might hold it like this. You might not get that perfect view, especially if you're doing like a YouTube video and you're doing horizontal. The beauty of this, though, is that it can automatically switch it to vertical, so if you're going to do that kind of video, it's nice. And the reason why I actually went ahead and bought this is because of this. It's a selfie stick. It's like selfie stick 2.0 or 3.0 or 5.0 really, but honestly it just makes like walking around and getting videos of your travels, or just even like photos of you and your family, way easier. And it's so small, it totally fits in your pocket. I mean, if you're going somewhere warm, maybe not, but it totally fits in your pocket. It comes with a little case, but that's really it. There's 3 things to it. There's the wrist attachment, which I haven't even put on, but it has a little base for the tripod, so you can stand it on the desk or wherever you are. You can stand it, and if you have, like me, an Apple Watch and your phone, you can control your phone from the Apple Watch and take a photo from far away. The other thing I really like about this is this adapter goes onto your phone. Make sure you look for the orientation, camera up. And once you've kind of got an idea of where it's on your, where it needs to be on your phone, you can kind of leave this on your phone and not have to worry about rebalancing the gimbal every time you do it. Like for example, if I have my gimbal from my Sony, I have to like balance every axis, and every time I take it off and put it back on, it seems to like unbalance itself, and I have to spend a considerable amount of time. When you're traveling, it's a considerable amount of time, because not everybody in your travel party might want to wait for you to balance your gimbal. They may just like get irritated with you with the amount of things that you're doing, delaying their travel. So something like this is really easy. You kind of just look at it. There's a notch at the top here. And there's a notch at the top there. Bam, and you're good to go. Now if you turn this on with the power button, which is also the M button, boom. And it knows, and actually there's some pretty cool functions too, so you can hold it. And their little rotate button here. If you press it once, it'll actually switch the front camera to the back camera. So if you're wanting to shoot forward or you want to switch quick to a selfie, you can just press it once and it'll switch to a selfie. If you press it twice, it'll go from portrait to horizontal mode, which is awesome. So especially if you're like doing dual duty and you want to make some reels, but you also want to get that same footage for like your YouTube video or whatever, you can just do real quick and get both of those shots. There's a zoom function here on the side, but also a mode button. The mode button will let you cycle through like photos and video and all those different functions on your app. Now the trigger in the back is interesting because if you hold it, it'll lock on, but you can't just like just like turn, like there are other gimbals where you just press it once and it'll lock, and then you can press it again to unlock. But this one you have to hold it if you want it to lock onto something. No big deal, just like something extra, especially if you're not going to hold it. But obviously the best part about this is that it's a selfie. You can totally do a selfie with it. Now within the app, you see how slow that's moving? You have to actually go into the settings and change the speed of the motors to slow. Otherwise it's too jerky when it turns and rotates and the footage looks a little weird. So make sure you go in there, and if you're going to do some type of videography or you know, you want it to look really nice, cinematic, go in there and change the motions to slow. And if you look at the bottom of the head here, there's actually a pivot. So when you're holding it like this, you can get some really interesting angles. So whether it's going to be the selfie angle, or if you're going to go down low and start shooting underneath, you can rotate it the other way. Oh, you can't rotate. Nope, that's it. But you can imagine some of the kind of cool shots that you can get with this, and it also helps with fatigue, so you're not like constantly bending over. It gives you a little bit of an extension, but it's nice. And honestly, it did pretty well with my 12 Pro Max, which is one of the heaviest phones that you can pretty much put on here. And there were some times where it was like jerky, but I had forgotten to actually calibrate the gimbal to the phone. So when you get it, it works so well right off the box. I forgot to calibrate it. So go in there, make sure you calibrate your settings, give it a time to really auto calibrate to your phone, and then you really never have to deal with it again. Pull this off, boom, stick it back on, and you're in motion. You're ready to go, good to go. The other thing, like I said, the whole thing scrunches down, goes in your pocket. Turn it off, plop your phone off, close this here, and in a matter of seconds, you're off to the races. So honestly, so much faster, easier, especially if you're in like places where carrying around huge gimbal and a huge camera might not be ideal. This is definitely the way to go. I'm not returning this. I'm keeping it, definitely keeping it. Very happy with it. And if you're interested in it, you can grab one from the link below. I really appreciate it. Support the channel. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by DJI. I did pay for this out of my own money, and I did take a trip with it recently, and it was awesome. It was definitely awesome, and I definitely could not have done those shots with my regular gimbal. I would have missed some things. I would have missed some traveling time. I would have missed some views. I would have missed some time with my family. And so I'm really glad that I got this, and I'm really glad that I used it. If you have thoughts, or if you have things you don't like about it, let me know below, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Anyway, that's the DJI OM5, and thanks for watching Best Hombre.
What we do here is go back.